Okay, this video is on finding the probability, and before we start, I wanted to go over that the probability of this entire curve, remember, probability always adds up to 1. So everything under this curve is 1. That's an important concept to understand before you start working probability. Now let's look at the problem. Find the probability that z is less than or equal to 1.52. Now here, when we go to the table, if it's less than or equal to, whatever you see on the table is the answer. So the first table are negative values and the second table is positive values. See, this shows you up here that this table represents less than or equal to z because it's everything less than z or equal to it. So if you go to 1.52, so here's, let me go on down. Here's 1.5. And then if you look up here, that's 1.50. This is 1.51 and 1.52. And that is 0.9357. So the probability that z is less than or equal to 1.52 is 0.9357. Same thing with this one. It's still less than or equal to, and it's a negative 1.25, so we will go to the negative table. And here's negative 1.20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and your answer is 0.1056. Now, for the next one, you're trying to find the probability of in between. And the way you find the probability of in between is you take the probability of your bigger value and you subtract out the probability of this lesser value, and that will give you the probability in between. Now, you could memorize how to do that, but it's good to understand why. So if we drew a curve here, and let's say the mean is always 0 when you change everything to a z-score, and we're wanting to know negative 0.89 would be somewhere over here, close to 0. And then over here we have 1.72, which is a little bit more than a standard deviation away. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to find the probability all the way up to 1.72. So that's going to give me everything in between those two values, but it's also going to give me a little bit more than I want, because everything less than 0.89 I don't want. But let's just go ahead and get the probability up to 1.72. 1.7012. 0.9573. So let's go back and write that down. So I know that the probability all the way over to here is 0.9573. Now, what I need to do is I need to look up the probability of 0.89, because I don't want this part Remember, I'm wanting what's in between. So I need to get this and subtract it out, and that will tell me what is in between right here, so that I can subtract it out. All right, so 1.72 we did, negative 0.89. Negative 0.89 is 0.1867. So what I can do is I can do the probability all the way up to here is 0.1867. So if you subtract 0.9573, if you subtract that little piece that you don't want out, you will get your answer. And it should be 0.7706. Now for the last one, since we've drawn out part C, we really don't have to draw it out now. We should understand why we're doing it. So you take the probability of the large and subtract the probability of the small. So let's do 2.15. 2.15 is 0.9842. So you see the 0.05 down here. And then let's do 0.37. So we have 0.9842 and we have 0.6443. So if you subtract 0.9842 minus 0.6443, you will get 0.3399. And that is how you find the probability given the z-score for a standard normal distribution. Let me know if you have any questions.